Hello freedivers, today I will talk about Monofin, different parts of Monofin and like how to choose them, what to look for, and I'll tell which Monofin I use. Have a look at this particular Monofin, and here you will see that it consists of blade, foot pockets and like additional rubbers on the blades, and how to choose it. So basically, if we divide it into main parts, it's foot pockets and blades. For performance, we need to understand like what is our goal, like on the first place, what are we looking for in the Monofin. Monofin on its own is really amazing to move underwater. It's a really large surface. If you know how to use Monofin, you'll be very efficient underwater, and it gives you a lot of like speed, a lot of efficiency. You can really like move gently with your feet, with your legs, and then move really fast through the water. So it's an efficient tool. It needs some learning curve to learn how to use it with the dolphin kick, but it's worth it because it really gives you like a sense of fly underwater. For the foot pockets they can be comfortable fit, standard fit, and sport fit. So difference here is that with comfortable fit is slightly looser to allow a bit more space for your comfort, and then that's something optimal for like longer periods of staying with Monofin in the sea, or when your goal is not competition, right? So their comfort fit and maybe like even extra socks will be like optimal solution, where it'll be like guaranteed to have no blisters, no like compression. So that's something to start with, comfortable fit, and that could be like a first choice for the first Monofin. Standard fit is something already a bit tighter, with a bit more transfer of energy, like when it's more compression from the rubber, then it's you can transfer energy better on the blade. It's a more powerful kick. With the sport fit, it's really tighter, much tighter. Usually it's a couple of sizes less. So if I would be size 42 European, I would use size 40, 39 for my competitions. And then you can stay in the fin for like 10-15 minutes, 20 minutes, but then you have really good transfer of energy from the foot pocket to the blade. So that's the difference in the fit. And then with more time you practice with Monofin, because of this large surface, your like ankle, your feet become more flexible, and you can use tighter foot pockets easier. Okay, so the foot pockets themselves in freediving Monofins don't have to be like rigid. The rubber is usually soft. The inside of the foot pocket is usually soft as well to provide comfort, because we don't have such high speed as in speed swimming. So like we usually like the soft rubber gives more comfort. And arch support is something to look for. Arch support allows for the feet not to get flattened when you kick, and it just like makes it easier for your feet. Depending on the size of the arch, if you have like high arch or low arch, it can be changed usually. So it can be different type of support if it's customized. Also, the foot pocket itself should be flexible. If it doesn't bend here, if the foot pocket is very rigid, then it basically becomes harder to kick, right? So the foot pocket should be flexible. Okay, so that's it about the foot pockets. The blade differs by size and by the stiffness. So I usually use, for the foot pockets myself, I use sport fit, of course, for the competition. And for the blade, I would use blade stiffness soft, right? So there's 3 stiffnesses: soft, medium, hard, and there is 2 sizes. There is soft 1, soft 2, medium 1, medium 2, hard 1, hard 2. And now size 1, number 1 is smaller. It's 2 centimeters smaller, 68 centimeters, and it's 2 centimeters shorter as well. And the size 2 is 70 centimeters, 70 and a half, and it's longer. So the size is meant for basically just like to compensate for different size and height of people. And usually you can roughly divide it into like size 2 is for men, size 1 is for women, but it's not like a rule like which you can change. Here you can choose really different type of blades for your style, right? So if you like wider blades, more power, go for the size 2. If you like to have a bit less resistant, like smoother transition to the water, go for the size 1, right? Me myself, I use a soft 2. and I like soft because like soft gives me best like propulsion with the least effort. But to be able to use soft blades, it's like if you're heavy like me, if like 85 kilos, to be able to use soft, you need to have technique. So you need to work on technique more. Otherwise, it's more like for people with less weight to use soft. So if you would like to use soft, you can train yourself to do so, right? But in general, soft should be really like flexible tip, also flexible beginning of the blade. If you look at the blade, freediving blade should be flexible, like in comparison to the fins for speed, like where the blades are usually like more rigid. Here you can see that it really bends with not so much effort, but then if I put a bit more effort, it really bends all the way to the like beginning of the blade. Okay, so that's the blade, and this rubber protection and stabilizers here meant for basically protection when you turn in the pool and to stabilize the blade in a for the side movements. Okay, so that's monofin. They can be in different colors. The black is standard, and then like some other colors like blue or pink, like something like this. It doesn't really influence performance. So different colors of the blade, they just meant for design purposes. Like this is also soft. You can see how flexible is the blade. Okay, so monofin is really awesome tool. It also needs protection. If you have monofin and you want to protect the tip specifically, but like in general, be careful about it. Never like put it on the floor like that. Like you also put it on the side. And when you go around, like in the city, like for the city, you can use a soft bag. With a soft bag, you still need to be careful, mindful about the tips. Okay, so if you use soft bag, for example, like something like this is a good solution because it's like really light. It can be packed, like put into the suitcase for traveling. But here, like you don't want to drop it. It's like it's a soft bag to like for the whole gear and monofin, but no protection here. Though there is like a additional protection available for the blade, which you can put on top of the blade, right? So if you have soft bag, use the fin protection. Okay, something like more advanced usually it's like semi-hard bags. So something like that. It's like light, have plastic protection inside, and it can be folded. Like the side panels can be taken out. It can be folded as well, and that's something for traveling. You can check in this luggage into the and then that'll help to keep your monofin safe, basically. And that's a backpack style. Okay, and if you want even more protection, suitcase will be a hard shell solution. So that's something like on 4 wheels, like keeps monofin in it, and this will give you maximum protection and comfort as well, like for traveling, where you can just roll it around, like so. But just in general, it's really important to like be mindful about monofin protection because it's pretty fragile. Like the blade, it doesn't matter if it's carbon or fiberglass. It's a large surface. You don't want it to be hit with anything, and you want to protect it really well. You can consult with your coach, like depending on your technique. If you're only starting, the good choice for the start can be comfortable Footpockets and medium blade, and for the girls would be like medium 1, for the guys medium 2, but depend on your also preferences on your height and weight, it can be changed, right? So it's not a rigid like thing not to be changed. So that's something for start, and then with more practice you will feel after a year or 2 years that you might want a bit more like compression on the foot. Just give it a bit of time. Give it a bit of time for your foot to be like developed, for your flexibility to increase, and then you'll switch from monofin to monofin through the years of practice with pleasure. You will not struggle if you choose like stiff and like sport fit, high compression Footpocket in the beginning. then it might give you a bit of struggle because you will not be ready for this. So start with something comfortable and then progress gradually when you get more experience to the more competitive fit monofins for like performance goal, right? Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions about monofin, write in the comments. Subscribe for the channel. We'll have these little bits of videos for educational purposes. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye.